Hello and welcome to my world. I'm of course Fred Kasdan. As you know, 7 nights a week I stream live over on Twitch playing a variety of video games. And I decided, since I have so much extra footage, um, start doing a series of videos talking about games, either about the game, like half-ass review, or talking about what the game means to me personally, and so forth. And a game that kind of falls into more into the category of being important to me in regards to how much it changed what I do and how I do it is Tom Clancy's The Division 2. In 2019, there was a running joke on my stream between me and one of my longtime friends, viewers, and supporters of the channel, Iceman, who at the time of this recording is the reigning Bit Boss champion, regarding like when would I get myself an Xbox One and when would I start playing the Division 2 with him and Power Thumbs. So it's like, okay, that started being at the back of my mind and so forth, and a lot of interesting things happened at the end of 2019 in regards to who I associated with or no longer started to associate myself with. So it was like, okay, start thinking outside the box of what I was doing. So I decided, um, uh, depending on how much I was getting back for my 2020 tax refund, is that we were going to get a second monitor, a capture card, an Xbox One S, and a few games exclusively for that console. The Division 2 being like the big game in question. Now, it wasn't the first game I ended up streaming from the console side. That honor went to Gears of War 4. But the Division 2 we started playing on February 28th of 2020. And once I got to a point in the game where Iceman can join me and start providing the expert assistance with his familiarity of the game, it definitely opened the door into me playing with other friends of mine, namely Power Thumbs and the F and Dante Savage, and leading to just almost weekly shenanigans for the rest of the year on Wednesday nights. Occasionally, we played the Division 2 on either a Monday or a Tuesday, but it was more often than not on Wednesdays that the Division 2 had its slot in the weekly lineup. And going through the story and the campaign and doing all the extra stuff, all the checkpoints and everything with friends definitely made it a much more of a game to much more enjoyable experience for me than it would if I was playing the game solo. I know for a lot of folks, it's like, hey, folks can play these type of games solo and just tear right through them. I am not one of those types of gamers. No, I'm definitely more of a laid back approach gamer. Case in point, people saw me mostly using the turret and the drone. The drone for healing and the turret just and letting the turret mow down whatever was in front of me because I couldn't hit the broadside of a barn. But again, it's like just having friends and playing it with folks. It definitely made it a much more pleasant experience. Now, the byproduct of the Division 2 and getting the hardware necessary to play it was that it opened the door for me to do a lot more stuff on console, and it saw me really getting heavily invested back into console gaming for the first time since 2015 when my original PS3 died. And since we added the Xbox One to play the Division 2, we had a Nintendo Switch, got a working PS3, PS2, Xbox Series console, and coincidentally, after a long hiatus, we started getting back. We added a PlayStation 4. So, so expanding outward and having more varieties to where I can just yes, I can do stuff on PC. I can do stuff on multiple consoles, multiple generations of games, and and basically work on my quest to provide as much unique and varied content as possible. Yes, there is stuff I do on a weekly basis that is like there are staples of my weekly lineup, like Overwatch and Star Trek Online, but other nights of the week are now wide open where I can do stuff on different platforms. So it'll now become a question of what am I going to do on which console, which one is going to get the be featured, or what game is going to be featured, and so forth. So it's without the Division 2, none of these extra options I now have would not be on the table. So it's changed what I do and how I do it and how I think in terms of preparation for each week in terms of deciding what to do, particularly when I finish a game that's taking up at least 2 nights a week. But it's yeah, yeah, of all games, the Division 2 is real important to me. So anyway, that's just a few minutes of me talking about it, and I'm more likely I'm going to do more of these videos, particularly if I have more footage of something on hand. Uh, Particularly for games that's hung around for a long period of time to me to get more of a familiarity with, so forth. So I don't know when we're going to do another one of these little short blurbs and so forth, but I will do more at some point in time. So with that said, thank you very much. Hit that like or subscribe button if you're so inclined. Because I guess I'm supposed to say those things according to YouTube. And we'll talk to you next time. Bye.